welcome to Pahlish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you KBShimmer's Spring collection for 2024. It's called the Seeing is Believing collection. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to see this gorgeous collection. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss out on future videos. So this 9-piece collection has a variety of finishes. I feel like we've got something for everybody, which is my personal favorite kind of collection. We've got flaky, shimmers, holographic flakes, reflective glitter, more flakies, shifting shimmers, and even a cream. And I say cream with so much excitement because it's a really nice cream. This collection is gonna launch on March 8th on the KBShimmer site, and it will also be available at stockists. Eventually it should be available on Beyond Pahlish, so if you didn't know, I am a Beyond Pahlish affiliate. If you use the code RAE, R-A-E, at checkout, you'll get 10% off your entire order. So we've got 9 polishes all together. We're gonna check out live swatches. I've got some comparisons to other KBShimmer shades. Let's go ahead and check them out.
Okay, if it sounds like I'm whispering, which I'm gonna try to edit it so it doesn't, everyone else in my house is asleep. I don't wanna wake them up. So we're gonna start kind of in rainbow order. This one is called To Krill, and it's a vibrant shifting fuchsia polish. It's a pink leaning red base, and then it's got a fuchsia to violet shimmer. This one had an amazing formula. It leaned just a little bit like on the curly side, so it was super smooth, very even coverage. This one will look really beautiful over like a cream base, but it did build up to pretty much full opacity for me in 2 coats. I did build it up to 3 just to see if that would intensify the color a little bit, and it did. I felt like the base color got just a little bit deeper. This shade is so interesting to me because the warmth in the reddish pink base contrasts so interestingly with the violet and pink shimmer, which is really, really cool leaning. It's almost like you get the best of both worlds, and depending on your lighting, sometimes this polish felt really cool, sometimes it felt really warm. I personally don't usually like pinky red bases or reddish pink bases, but this one I could just not stop staring at. It was so interesting. So 3 coats of To Krill with a glossy top coat. And I did do a comparison for this one. On the left is To Krill, on the right is Meltdown from last year's summer collection, I want to say, maybe the summer before. They are very different. You can see the particle size of the shimmer in To Krill is really fine and small compared to Meltdown. Obviously the base colors are different, but because of the shimmer, I feel like they come off a little bit close. So I thought it was worth comparing. Up next we have Shelly. This one is described as being a muted beige reflective shade amped with shifting shimmer. It's got a neutral base and then a copper to rust to gold shifting shimmer, as well as, I'm trying to see, where does it say what color the reflective glitter are? I think it says muted rose. I don't know. This one is very complex because the description says beige. Honestly, when I swatched this, I felt like, oh, this is the Pantone color of the year. It's very peachy against my skin tone anyway. I feel like I see some hollow, some silver reflective glitter, and because of that shifting shimmer, you get the green, the copper, and the gold. This one built up to full opacity in 2 coats. Application was not difficult at all. It was really smooth and easy to work with, not thick, which I love. And this one was gorgeous. Like, the shift was beautiful, definitely felt super neutral. So if you're someone who likes nude polish, but you're kind of bored with them, this would be a great way to amp up a nude, make it fun. Look how sparkly it is in the sun. Dazzling. So pretty. Recently, KBShimmer's reflective glitters have made me like reconsider my thoughts on them, and this one was no different. So 2 coats of Shelly with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, because this one does dry textured. Okay, so I did some comparisons for this one as well. Shelly is on the far left, then All That Glimmers is the other reflective that I compared. That's Nude To Me, is that kind of pinky holographic, and then the whitish one with a peach shimmer at the end is Shamash Hit. So none of these are dupes, but I thought That's Nude To Me was the closest in base color to this new shade. So I thought maybe for you know, figuring out if this is a shade that you would like, that comparison would be helpful. And then I was surprised with just how much it differed from All That Glimmers. That one is a lot more berry leaning. It's a lot deeper. It obviously doesn't have the shifting shimmer either. And then most of the other colors in this collection are like a kind of, you know, on the cool side of the color range. They're greens and blues and purples, which is really interesting to me. This next one, It Comes in Waves, is a light minty green cream polish. It's inspired by water, and it's just such a unique shade. Yes, it looks minty, but it's like I don't know, it feels very pastel neon to me because it's very bright on the nails. I think this would look gorgeous in spring and in summer too. I was so excited to see a cream in this collection. KB Shimmer creams are no joke, you all. This one was almost a one coater. I think it'd be amazing for stamping. I did need 2 coats to reach full opacity, but I think as I have this over time, it will eventually become a one coater, and it's just such a gorgeous color. Bright, fresh, uplifting, fun. Definitely will give anyone a pop of color on their nails, and so cool leaning. I was in love with this shade. It's stunning. And I don't usually get excited about creams, but this one I loved. So 2 coats of It Comes in Waves with a glossy top coat. And I did do one comparison for this one. On the left is It Comes in Waves. On the right is Happy Camper. I thought these would be closer, but you can see Happy Camper looks very blue compared to It Comes in Waves. Both have a great formula in case you like one more than the other. I will also, by the way, link and list all of the comparison shades that I can still find that are available down in the description box too. Up next, we have a topper, another finish I love seeing KB Shimmer do. I feel like this collection was kind of like a nod to some of their older collections. They used to do so many creams and toppers, and this one's really fun. So anyway, Superstar is a topper that's loaded with small C-star shaped silver holographic glitters, and it's got a shimmery green to purple base. I'm showing it here over black. This is KB Shimmer's Black Cream, actually, Total Eclipse. And you can see those stars came out, no problem. I did have to do a little bit of glitter placement, but I did not have a hard time getting them out at all. And the shimmer really pops against a darker base. Personally, I am not a chunky glitter person, but if you are, I think you're gonna love this one. It is so fun. It's just like very playful and whimsical. Here's what it looks like over It Comes in Waves. They're a gorgeous pairing. I do feel like you lose a little bit of that green, blue, purple shimmer over a color this light, but it's still so playful and fun. So 1 coat of Superstar over It Comes in Waves with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, and no comparisons for this one. Up next, we have I'll Be There. This one is a teal leaning cerulean blue jelly polish. It's got a mix of color shifting flakes. We see golden yellow, sea green, aqua, and teal blue. I really like the contrast we see between that gorgeous rich base color and the boldness and brightness of the flakes. It definitely hits the mark for me in terms of the collection's theme. It feels super aquatic. So this one had a sheer jelly base than I was anticipating. I think most KB Shimmer polishes for me, I kind of expect 2 coats at this point. I will go in for 3 coats, but I usually only need 2. To my surprise, I did reach pretty close to full opacity in 2 coats, but 3 coats is what I needed to completely get rid of that nail line. And I also felt like that 3rd coat helped deepen the base color just a little bit and provide more contrast for those gorgeous flakes. And this one was loaded with flakes. I didn't have any issue with dry time either. Sometimes these flaky packed polishes can get bunched up, and no issues with that. So here's 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Such a fun, beautiful color for spring or summer. So 3 coats of I'll Be There with a glossy top coat. And the only other blue flaky polish I could find in my KB Shimmer collection is Soul Blue. That one is on the right here. The base color actually isn't super far off. I'll Be There is a little bit more green leading in the base, but the flakes are so different. The flakes in Soul Blue feel like a little bit more shiny. And they're larger in size, some of them, and they also are a little bit more warm leaning. So yeah, very interesting. Up next, we have Current Affairs. This one is a vibrant Caribbean blue nail polish. It's got an ultramarine blue base, and it's got a gorgeous shifting shimmer that shifts cobalt to turquoise, as well as hollow glow flakes, holographic flakes. This one had a remarkable formula. Again, so smooth, so even. Like this layered over something else would create a completely different effect. I got almost full coverage in 2 coats. I had just a little bit of patchiness on my nail. I didn't use a base coat though. I think if you used a base coat, 2 coats, you'll be good. But longer nail lengths, and without a base coat, which I always wear a base coat. I just don't swatch with one all the time. You might need 3. So this is 3 coats, so sparkly. You can see those hollow flakes just really pop in that base. The shifting shimmer here is gorgeous. Sometimes it's cobalt, sometimes it's a little green leaning. And again, this one just feels like the sea. It feels like water. So beautiful. I wore this one for I think a couple days, and I got so many compliments. It just glows on the nails. So this is 3 coats of Current Affairs with a glossy top coat. Okay, so I have some shimmery blues to compare. Current Affairs is on the far left, and then next is Splash Talking, which is considerably lighter, less saturated, and doesn't have the hollow flakes. Then next we have Put a Ring on It, which is more green leaning in the base, and then Better Lake Than Never, which I love Better Lake Than Never, is a little bit more green leaning as well, a little bit deeper and like kind of more navy. This one's quite a bit brighter. So next we have Get Off My Tail. This one is a bold grape base. It's got a shimmer that shifts teal to blue to indigo, as well as holographic flakes. I don't usually like purples that much. They usually end up being my least favorite on me. Not like my least favorite to look at in the bottle, just gorgeous, but my least favorite to wear. This one I actually liked more than I expected. Again, just such a smooth, even formula, very easy to apply, very user-friendly. I think some will be good in 2 coats, but again, I went in with 3 to see if that deepened up the base color a little bit, and I feel like it did, and it made the shimmer pop a little bit more as well. So 3 coats for me on this one. The shifting shimmer is fabulous. It is loaded with those big holographic flakes, and I really like the contrast with this between the base color and the shifting shimmer. I actually decided to wear this one for a few days as well. Y'all, I really enjoyed swatching this collection. I took my time. But just shifting shimmer and hollow flakes, it always gets me. Something about this base color and the color shifts that you got were very intriguing to me. I thought it was super flattering and just a very fun combination. So we have 3 coats of Get Off My Tail with a glossy top coat. And I have a lot of comparisons for this because KBShimmer does a lot of purples. Lots of indie brands do. So on the far left, we have Get Off My Tail. The closest thing I think I had, kind of, was my favorite color from last year or the year before summer collection. No hollow flakes in that one, but similar color shifts and slightly lighter base. Everything is A-Bouquet. Kind of similar also, again, no hollow flakes, and the base color was a little bit deeper. That's Just Grape is actually a blue. In the bottle it looks purple, but I put it on the swatch wheel and I was like, why did I even bother? Then Lust at Sea, that's the one on the far right. That one has a slightly more blue navy leaning base, and the shifts in the shimmer are a lot warmer. So lots of glorious purples. This one's my favorite though because of the hollow flakes. And then the last purpley shade is called Seeing is Believing. It's a pale lavender micro flake polish. It's got kind of like a lavendery bluish purple base, and then the shifting flakes are so iridescent. Icy aqua, purple, gold, green. It's incredibly shifty. So this one had a sheer base color. I thought it would take a lot to build up, but it did build up to pretty much full opacity for me in 3 coats. It's so loaded with those crushed flakes that it conceals the nail line pretty well. However, if you've got longer nails, I think you will still see a little bit of visible nail line with this one, even in 3 coats. Again, I'm not a big purple person. I was prepared to not be super impressed by this, but I could not take my eyes off of it. I wish I would have swatched it sooner so I could have worn it longer. The shifts were amazing. There was every color. This is inside and studio lighting, and then this is in lower outdoor lighting, like overcast day. So this is what you would probably see a good amount of the time, and look at those shifts. Like, it felt very pastel multi-chrome to me, and although a lot of this collection felt kind of summery, this one definitely felt spring. It was light and airy, refreshing. I loved it. So 3 coats of Seeing is Believing with a glossy top coat. So when I looked at this polish, I immediately thought of Just the Coolest from their winter collection. So that's in the middle here. And then That's Taboo is nothing like this one. In the bottle, again, kind of giving off a similar feeling in the shifts, but no, it's a lot deeper. It's obviously blue. Just the Coolest is quite a bit lighter. It almost, it has more of a light blue base, whereas Seeing is Believing is a little bit more purple leaning. And finishing up with that same finish is What a Pearl Wants. This one's a white iridescent microflake polish. This one has a clear base. I want to say it's a clear base. It doesn't feel creamy or white, so I'm going to say clear. And it's got shifts in the flakes from pink to gold to green to copper. At some angles, you'll see some blue. It is just so light, so airy, very ethereal, I can't talk. So this one, clear base. I'm going to show what it looks like built up in 3 coats as well as a topper. It looks completely different layered over something deeper. This one I wore for several days. I could not take it off. It was the first one I swatched from this collection, and in 3 coats, even though I could still see my visible nail line, I didn't care because the shifts were just so extreme. Again, it was giving off a very like pastel multi-chrome feel on its own, but as you can see over black, you just get all of these gorgeous colors. Like, it looks like confetti, pink, orange, gold, green, so beautiful. So here's 3 coats on its own. Again, the nail line really didn't bother me with this one. I thought it was so pretty in 3 coats on its own. And depending on the lighting, you'll see something completely different. I tried to show it off in some different lighting situations in my photos and my videos, but sometimes you see pink. A lot of times you get copper, sometimes gold and green, and you get like a foily effect from all of those flakies. I don't know. It's beautiful. So, so beautiful. Wow. I loved this one. Really, really gorgeous. So 3 coats of What a Pearl Wants with a glossy top coat. And I did a few comparisons for this one as well, although nothing is really like it. You can see What a Pearl Wants. Against the white, it kind of has a blue feel. Didn't really feel like that on the nails, but looking more at the flaky shift you see, it doesn't really compare to any of these shades. The only thing they have in common is that they kind of look white in the bottle. They all are kind of iridescent. But the shifts and colors you see are all completely different.
Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. I am so curious to hear them. I was like a little bit unsure and like a little bit taken by surprise when these initially came in the mail, because honestly, the colors to me, the color story feels a little bit more summer, or at least spring to summer transitional. The color story was beautiful, but they were just a little bit more saturated than what I typically go for this time of year. That being said, I know there are a lot of nail polish wearers who absolutely hate spring colors. Pastels just give them the ick, and so I kind of feel like this collection they are going to absolutely love. I like pastels, but I personally don't mind seeing something different, and I really like that these could go for multiple seasons. Some of them maybe even would look great, you know, in fall. That reflective glitter shade, honestly, I'd wear that any time of year. It was almost a neutral. So they're all gorgeous, all formulated so well, but if I had to pick top picks, these are what they would be. The first is that gorgeous white I was talking about called What a Pearl Wants. I just love the versatility of this shade. I put it on, I wore it for 3 or 4 days, and it was the first polish in this collection that I swatched. So I knew I needed to hurry it up, but I just didn't want to. Like, I could have kept this on for an entire week. The flakes are so shifty. It builds up to really gorgeous opacity. Not full opacity, but you know, it blurs the nail line well. That's what I'm trying to say. And when I put this over black as a topper, my jaw just dropped. It is stunning. Any way you put it, it's beautiful. I also really liked the blue shimmer with hollow flakes in this collection called Current Affairs. I got a ton of compliments when I wore this. Like, I had students at school grabbing my hands and just, ooh, I love your nails. I love your nails. It was constant all day long when I had this on. And for good reason. It's such a bright, uplifting, fun color. The shimmer is stunning, and you know, I love a shifting shimmer with hollow. Of course, I knew I'd love this one. And then my last top pick might be a surprise for some of you. It certainly was for me. It is the cream called It Comes in Waves. I had a lot of feelings, which is so weird for a cream, but I had a lot of feelings when I saw this polish as part of this collection. Initially, I was super excited because KBShimmer does creams beautifully, and they used to release a whole lot of them, not so many anymore, but every one I have is formulated so well. So I knew this would have a gorgeous formula. It is an incredibly unique color, and as a newly discovered green lover, I was very excited to put this on. And then when I did, I was just completely taken aback by the formula. This is almost a one coater, and I have nothing like this shade in my collection. I don't have the most green creams in the world, but like, it really gave me orally plastic jungle but spring vibes, and I love that. So those are my favorites from the collection. Let me know down in the comments, what did you like? Did you appreciate the comparisons in this video? Were they helpful for you? Let me know that too. Again, these will also be available on Beyond Polish at some point. If they're available now, I will link them down in the description box, but otherwise, I'll just link the Beyond Polish site. And remember, if you use code RAY at checkout, you get 10% off your order and you help out my channel. I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you've had a great winter and you're ready for spring. I know I am. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you later. Bye.